Have at it.
Bill, you said the other day that you guys could play better and come down here and they could make a bunch of threes and it might not matter. Did it feel kind of like that? Do you feel like you played better?
We played better. I mean, we had a breath and the sun came up today, so naturally it was better than Saturday. But I thought we didn't play poorly. I thought we played poorly, scouting report and defensively early. Then after that, I thought when the game settled down, I thought we were much better. But give them credit; their guards are so good. You know, they got 33 the first half, and of course Cryer got 19 of them. But they were so good, and they made some hard shots. And you know, we didn't perform as well. But at the I don't know when we took the lead, about the 15, 14-minute mark. You know, we played pretty well up until that point, and then they went on a run right after that. So that was pretty much, you know, the biggest difference, and then we were never able to catch up. But I didn't think we played bad. I just didn't think we rebounded very well.
What did your defense do in the second half to affect them?
You know, Kenitra, I'm not sure we did a lot. You know, the tendency with offensive teams that play and shoot a lot of threes and things like that, when they get a lead, sometimes they play a little slower, and sometimes that makes the defense look better than what it actually is. And I think the second half, I don't think Baylor played with the same speed offensively as they did the first half when the game was starting. And now that could be us, but it was also probably them playing a little bit more conservative, to be honest with you. But you know, it was better. We just didn't rebound the basketball. You know, when you're switching that much and they're that small, and you know, got to be able to fight on the glass, and you know, I don't know exactly, but it seemed like to me, Bridges more so than anybody else, you know, did a great job on the offensive glass.
Bill, what went into the decision to switch all five tonight?
Well, primarily because they run really good stuff, and if you really study their stuff, they do a great job of moving the MIG around. We call that our most important guy, and moving him around, and that's something that we've really struggled on. And I actually thought KJ could defend and switch on Flagler and Cryer. So that was the decision we made. I don't think it had anything to do with the outcome, but certainly they didn't hurt us on many things that they hurt other people on because we did switch five. Their players were just better offensively than we were individually defensively.
Coach, that's now 3 straight losses for you guys here at the Farrell Center. Obviously, you guys have pretty good home court advantage too. What makes it so difficult about coming here and getting in?
To be real candid with you, the best home courts have the best players playing on it, and Baylor's had really good players. So it's not anything other than that. You know, we didn't win at home the last time we played, but we've got a pretty good record at home ourselves because we've had really good players playing there, and the atmosphere obviously helps too. But they've got really good guys.
Bill, previous 3 years you split with them. Is it starting to feel like every year when you guys meet up as a big game rivalry? Like, I don't know if I want to call it rivalry, but when you play the matchup against them, is it feeling bigger and bigger every year?
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, we won the last 2 national championships, and the year before that, we were both 1 seeds when the season got called off. So, I think you can make a case that Baylor is big on everyone's schedule, but certainly on ours as well.
Bill, 5 for 19, 13 from deep tonight. Do you feel like Baylor's defense forced you into tough shots? Was that the defense, or just missing stuff?
No, I thought we didn't get a lot of good looks. But we drove the ball and got to the hole more. So they took Grady and Jalen away behind the arc pretty well, I thought.
How did you feel Grady did tonight, this overall so far during the
I thought he played well. You know, offensively, he saw the ball go in the basket. Not really from deep, but he drove it better and did some good things without question. It was probably his best offensive game that he's had in the last couple of weeks. So I thought he did fine.
You seeing this weigh on your guys or exhaust them a little bit? The slow starts, digging holes, things like that. Are you starting to see that take its toll?
Well, it's 3 games in a row. It's probably more than that. So yeah, I think I think that we can certainly be better in that area. But I'll be honest with you. The way that K-State played the first 10 minutes, the way TCU played the first 10 minutes, and the way Baylor played the first 10 minutes, if we'd have played really well, we'd have still been behind. Those three teams played great. I mean, Baylor made everything they looked at tonight to start, and it felt like they were 4 of their first 5 from 3. I don't know, maybe 4 of their first 6 or whatever. And so, give them credit on that. But yeah, it's when you Brad Livingstone and the president, we all went to Oklahoma State, and wrestling is big at Oklahoma State, okay? And when you're on top and you can get riding time, it takes twice as much energy if you're the low man in wrestling as it does playing with the lead and riding time. That's exactly the way basketball is too. So, and that's a great analogy if you guys want to write it down. But the thing about it is, when you're behind, it takes more energy. Everything's magnified. It takes more effort. And when you're playing with the lead, obviously you're looser. Everything's not life or death. And I've always learned that. I always thought that at wrestling. Watching those guys at Oklahoma State. How it's so exhausting it is over a course of time. You can definitely wear your opponent out that way.
Bill, big picture, you've lost 3 in a row and you have to go play Kentucky with Big Oscar and everybody. How will you approach the upcoming days at practice, and how do you foresee the team responding?
Guys, there is time to be reactive in a negative way if your team's not doing well. This is not one of our times. I mean, we have gotten beat, and granted, we got beat to a team that was projected to win the league tonight. That's really good, and they went through the same crap we're going through right now. We got beat by a team that's 5th in the country, or right now at their place by 1, and we got beat at home that could have beat anybody in the country Saturday. So our league is that good. It's going to be a grind. Our team isn't talented enough that we can be disappointed when teams of equal talent play better than us and get frustrated with it. We don't have as much margin for error as we've had in years past, and that's okay. But you don't have quite as much margin for error, and the other teams in the league are a lot better. It makes it tough. So, the difference in our league than in past, there's just not games that you can look to saying we can get well here. I mean, there's none of those games. So I'll be honest with you. I've got to take a different approach and understand that it's a marathon. It's not a immediate reaction, because you can react immediately in this league and you'll have 9 other teams go through the exact same thing at some point in time during the season. So.
What do you make of DeJuan's last few offensive games?
Yeah, he hasn't been as good. And he knows it. I mean, we talked about it after the game. He hasn't been as good. I think people are keeping him out of the lane.
Okay.
I don't think he's getting near as many opportunities to create for others. But there the second half, he probably is fatigued.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't usually turn it over, and he had a couple of bad turnovers second half. But that's probably as much as anything.
All right, Coach, thank you.
I guess.